Greetings folks, this video is in response to a viewer request from NRG 1991 regarding upgrading the firmware on the SpeedyBee F405 Wing Mini board. Now I got an email alert that the comment had been made, but it's not showing up on the actual video in YouTube for some reason, so I thought I'd make this little video because it's a useful one to make. So the SpeedyBee F405 Wing Mini, if you have a look at the manual, it says that it doesn't support wireless firmware flashing, so you do need to go to a computer and use the INAV configurator. Also note that the target you need to use is the SpeedyBee F405 Wing target, not the Mini target. That's a different board. This board is called the F405 Wing Mini. So the procedure kind of depends on whether you've already done some setup and you want to save yourself resetting everything up again. So we're upgrading from INAV 6 to INAV 7, so I'm assuming you're using INAV 6 there. I'll just connect the board. And you've already done some calibration setups and things like that, maybe set up your OSD. So what we need to do is go to the CLI, type in diff, and then we want to save that diff file, save to file over here. There it is there, and we can reapply that when we upgrade to INAV 7. So that's good. We can get out of there now. Do a search for INAV Configurator and you'll end up at GitHub and the INAV Configurator page there. You can see the first release candidate of INAV Configurator 8 is available, but that's just a release candidate, not stable yet, and there are a few known issues. So we go to the latest stable release, which at the moment is INAV Configurator 7.1.2, and this actually tells you how to do the update here. It's pretty easy. You just take your diff, update, reapply the diff. But anyway, download the version that you need. Mine is Mac, so I'm using this one here. If you have Windows, then you choose the appropriate file to download, install it on your computer, make sure you have the right drivers and everything, and then we can proceed. So here's INAV 7.1.2. We can connect there. And because we have INAV 6.1.1 on the board, it's not going to let us do any setup other than flash firmware. So to get it into DFU mode, we just type DFU into the CLI there, or you push the little boot button while you're connecting the board and it'll automatically go into DFU mode. Go to Firmware Flasher, choose your board. Now this is where we have to choose the F405 Wing, not the F405 Mini. Here it is down here. You can see this Mini here. I'm sure a lot of people make that mistake. SpeedyBee have made it very confusing for us. But anyway, this is the firmware target we need, SpeedyBee F405 Wing. Click on that. Choose the firmware version. Might as well go for the latest, 7.1.2. 7.1.1 had an annoying little bug where the setup would freeze while you're trying to apply the default, so luckily they've fixed that in 7.1.2. And we load the firmware. You can read all the details here about changes that have been made, the method of updating and all that sort of stuff, but it is pretty basic. Then we just go flash firmware. There we go, that has flashed now and we've reconnected. We can connect again. Do the basic setup. Aeroplane with tail is what I usually choose. This is where 7.1.1 would freeze, but luckily it's been fixed. Very good. Now, if we click into calibration, you can see there's no calibration data, but we've done that before, possibly in the previous configurator. So at this stage, we can go to the CLI and use this load from file where we can reapply that diff that we took in INAV 6. There it is there, open, and we click execute, and that will re-enter all the calibration details and all your OSD selections and setup selections. So it should be pretty much set up the same way that you had it in INAV 6. So if you look calibration there, it's entered all the calibration details and all the modes and all that sort of stuff should be there for you. So as simple as that. Go and download INAV 7.1.2 or whatever the latest configurator is. Make sure you take a diff in the previous configurator so that you can reapply it when you've upgraded the firmware. That's about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.